Alright, and we're back. So, a little bit early today, my class got canceled, and this gives us the perfect opportunity to talk about the NFL.
Shit we don't know nothing about, apparently.
We don't know shit about fuck. And we're gonna go through, let's go through what happened last week and what's gonna happen this week. Because, we don't know shit about fuck. Welcome to the newest episode of SDW.
Super Dario World!
All right, you're trying to tell me something, but
Yeah, so let me start this one. We'd just like to clarify what you're looking at on this screen.
Okay.
Is two stooges who don't know shit about fuck.
We don't know shit
Absolute
about fuck.
buffoons, we don't know nothing.
Let me tell you something. We watch, let's say, easily 90% of the NFL games live. We have actually a pretty cool setup. What we do is on Sundays, we have 3 screens set up. We got 3 different games plus one on the
3
phone.
legally obtained games.
Yeah. Sometimes we have one on a tablet. We watch everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
Except, I don't know, Lions games.
I mean, yeah, but did you watch the Stafford one where they played the Rams?
I mean, of course.
Of course, see, but that's must
But that
watch.
had a storyline behind it, you know?
That's must watch TV.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things that after last week, I'm just like, you know what? I don't know shit about fuck.
This last week was insane.
We don't know shit about fuck. I don't understand what's happening. I consider myself an expert. I want a fantasy league with professionals in it, you know, professional sports people, former NFL players. I don't know shit about fuck. But before we get into all that stuff, let me just give you a quick reminder that any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me on Instagram at SuperDarioWorld and at DarioSDW. If you want to just contact me directly, easiest way, find me live on YouTube and on Twitch at SuperDarioWorld. I'm live streaming every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Today was special because my class got canceled, so there you go. Otto, what's up? How's it going? Go Broncos. Go fuck yourself. You know what? You just go fuck yourself with the Broncos,
Although
all
they
right?
did make me happy when they beat the Cowboys. Because that was funny.
I mean, you had the Cowboys to win, though.
I know, but, you know, the
It's still
in-laws
funny.
lose.
It's still
just funny.
It's always funny when the Cowboys lose. Let's be honest. But anyway.
Makes Tony Romo sad.
Oh, of course it does. It's
Corona
hysterical.
tone.
What?
Corona tone.
Oh yeah, Corona tone. Poor guy. I mean, honestly, I think he's enjoying not playing NFL way more than he did playing in the NFL.
I guess.
All right, so let's get into it. Let's get into this whole mess because there's a lot of pretty interesting storylines to go through. Is this weird? Let me just go. There you go. Is that fine? Whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, so there's a couple of pretty big storylines. First off, let's see.
The main storyline is apparently Von Miller was the weak link of the Broncos.
Yes. Okay, so let's go through all last week's surprises because there were quite a lot of them.
What was the biggest surprise?
Okay,
what would you say was the biggest
So
surprise?
I got the scores here from last week.
Yeah.
And just go very quickly. The Colts beating the Jets, not a surprise.
No,
You know what?
It was that score doesn't even reflect how lopsided that game was.
Yeah, let's say expected. The Giants beating the Raiders, kind of a surprise because the Giants suck.
I will say about the Jets, Mike White did get injured, like when he threw that touchdown. So
Yeah.
that game would have probably been a lot closer.
Yeah,
Had
honestly,
they actually been full strength.
that white boy is not terrible.
No,
He's not terrible.
Mike White literally got injured throwing a touchdown pass.
If you're gonna go out, that's the way to go out.
It's like he fell upwards.
Yeah. He left it all on the field. So honestly, the Jets could be actually a pretty decent team. It was just, you know, their guy got injured, who's actually their backup. But anyway.
And the Colts are playing good ball.
Yeah, they're doing okay. That boy Wentz, he still does not know how to how to slide, but you know, he's doing good.
He refuses to give up on a play, damn it. He is exciting 100% of the time you watch him. Now let's talk about
it's really fun to watch him because literally any play could be his last play ever.
It's like you hold your breath.
Yeah, you're like, man,
Will he make it? And it's funny because he's so inconsistent during the game that it's like he will either throw a pick or throw the most amazing, just deep ball you ever saw in your life.
Yeah, and you know what's actually pretty funny about the Colts? We're in a fantasy league, you know, with other friends and family, and
I'm doing terrible this year.
He's doing terribly.
I won the Super Bowl last year, but this year has sucked.
I had Marlon Mack in my fantasy team, and I was like, you know what? The Colts aren't fucking using him. They want to trade because Marlon Mack is a legit running back. but they have Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor's super good. He's a star.
And they got Hines.
Yeah, and so I was like, all right, they're gonna trade Marlon Mack. Marlon Mack wants to be traded. They want to trade him. So eventually, the Browns, they lost all the running backs. The Ravens never had anybody. So I figured maybe
There's a lot of teams that need running backs.
So I kept them on my bench because I was like, all right, they're gonna trade him eventually. At one point, I was sick of the fucking Colts not trading him, and Eric had a little guy. You may know him. His name is Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
And he's been injured the whole season. And Eric was like, fuck.
He's just been pissing me off.
Yeah, I'm sick of this guy, and I don't want to have him. I'm just, you know what?
And also, my main thing, I don't want to root for the Giants.
That's
nor
a big
watch
thing.
their games.
That's a big thing. So Eric was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking drop Saquon Barkley. And I was in the room.
I was legitimately I'm just gonna drop him.
I was in the room when he said that, and I was like, wait. How about a trade?
There's a negotiation about.
So I managed to convince him to trade Marlon Mack for Saquon Barkley.
And the way I saw it is, fine. They're most likely going to trade him. There were like big talks about trading him to the Browns.
Yeah.
And I mean, okay, the Browns are a good team right now. They run the ball a lot. Maybe he'll be a guy. But they don't end up trading.
The Colts end up keeping Marlon Mack.
And the funny thing is, I actually dropped Mac this morning.
You dropped Mack?
Yeah.
Dude.
I grabbed Dylan.
No, that's fair enough.
Packers.
The Packers? Yeah. The point is, after he did that, Eric was like, man, I had a nightmare that Saquon Barkley scored 30 points. So everybody, root for freaking Saquon. That's what we need. And you know what?
Injured.
You know, I might pick up Marlon Mack now. Apparently, he's free. But anyway, okay. So the Colts, not really that big of a surprise that they won.
Now let's talk about bad football teams.
All right, the Giants versus the Raiders. Giants won 23-16. That was an ugly football game.
Yeah, that was
ugly, not fun. Both teams stink. I have Tom Brady in my fantasy league, and he wasn't a buy, so I was like, you know what? I'll take a risk on this Doug Jones guy. Bad risk, dude. I don't even think he reached double digits. He sucked. The Giants suck.
So you know remember the Packers Cardinals game?
Yes.
That was an example of two good football teams playing good football.
Yes, great football.
Giants Raiders was the opposite.
Of course.
So both ended up being, nail biters, but for the wrong reason.
Exactly. Yes. It's more like, you know what? Just who's gonna put the fans out of their misery, because this is just disgusting. Next, we have.
Although it did help the Chargers get to the top of the division.
That is true. So it was good that the Raiders lost. It's always good. It's always good when the Raiders lose. But it's not great when the Giants win. So I'm torn, but happy at the same time. Anyway,
and it'll just lose them.
Next, we have the Falcons. The Falcons beating the Saints, which is a hysterical fucking game because the Falcons were winning in a blowout. It was fantastic, and so
but we've seen this before.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, I remember we see that the Saints they start getting like from a score away. They're like, oh, they're closing the gap here, and Eric just turns to me with the biggest fucking smile on his face and go like, are the Falcons gonna lose?
Falcons are gonna lose, aren't they?
Are the Falcons gonna lose? And then they go under. The Saints retake the lead, and somehow, someway, Young Hoku,
my lad, Young Hoku, who I do have on my team.
Yeah, so that game was, let's just say, funny. Again, not good football.
It would have been hilarious if the Falcons lost.
Yeah, because Eric had the Falcons in the Super. We do this thing, playoff thing. Everybody gets a team, whatever. And he had the Falcons in the Super Bowl. They went against the Patriots.
In the Super Bowl.
I saw his heartbreak in real time. It's one of the best moments of my life.
Actually, it didn't break in real time. It was more of a, it was around the fourth quarter that I'm like, not only am I already expecting to lose, I want the Patriots to win.
Fuck the Falcons. Fuck the Falcons.
They don't deserve this.
Listen, if you remember the owner's face when he went down to the field.
Oh my God. There's no bigger jinx. How he walked down to the field.
Yeah, but his face, the embarrassment on his face. Eric's is very similar until he turned to anger. I think when they reached overtime, that when he was like, fuck the fucking Falcons. Fuck them. I want Brady to win. But yeah.
It was just I think every football fan has to go through that Brady phase in their life.
Yeah, like hate him. Love the guy.
And we are all gonna go through him, and our children will, and our grandchildren, because Brady will still be around.
He'll never stop.
where he plays against you and he dominates you your whole fucking life.
Yeah.
And you hate him. You hate the guy. Fuck that guy.
Fuck
but
that
you get
man.
to one point where you're like, you know what?
I respect him.
He's too good.
Listen, we went through it. We hated the Patriots because of the Patriots. The
Thanks to the Patriots, we lost the only chance the Chargers would have ever
had to go to the Super Bowl, and we're Charger fans, unfortunately. And so it's one of those things like, man, I hate him, but then you see him keep winning. It's like, that boy good.
It's like, I think I hate the Chargers more.
Yeah, we don't fuck the Spanos, not Brady. But anyway, moving on. The biggest probably shocker of the week. Bills versus Jaguars. Bills, no freaking touchdown scored in the entire game. Jaguars win 9-6. What the fuck are the Bills? What are the Bills? I don't get it. It's one of those. I think that was the first time we were like, you know what? I don't know shit about fuck.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. The Jaguars are good.
The Jaguars. This is the first game Trevor Lawrence has won in America. All right. What the
it's
fuck?
the first game the Jaguars have won in America in this decade. I think.
Maybe, probably. And who was the other big three? The Falcons?
No, the Dolphins.
Oh, but that's not a game. The Dolphins don't play football.
It was a fun game because they were two shit teams.
But here it's like, what the fuck is happening to the Bills? The Bills have all-stars. Like, they have my boy Stephon Diggs. I
have Stephon Diggs. That was the problem.
Yeah, you're the jinx. You're the jinx.
I am the jinx.
Now they have Josh Allen, Josh Allen is a fantasy points machine. I don't get why Josh Allen makes so many points, and I hate it
because he always runs.
Is that the reason?
Yeah, running quarterbacks make a shit ton of points.
That's cheating. Anyway, so they have a bunch of superstars, and they just couldn't move the fucking ball against the Jaguars. So are the Bills shit? Are the Jaguars good? I don't know shit about fuck. I don't get it. So what can we expect? Are the Bills, are they going downhill, or are the Jaguars going up? Was it a trap game? What the fuck is happening? I don't understand the NFL anymore.
Look, when you go when you start analyzing the teams against one another, you kind of end up realizing that talent-wise, a lot of them are not that different from one another.
No,
if you go pound for pound, it's like the Jaguars have good players, like NFL tier players.
Well, they have a bunch of first-round draft picks.
Yeah.
I think their whole lineup is a bunch of first-round draft picks. They have all the first-round draft picks in the world.
They got all of this talent.
Yeah.
But the problem is they haven't used it right.
Yeah.
Because the coaching sucks.
Well, this is the perfect example of, for example, the Lions. The Lions do not have great talent on the field, but they outcoached the Rams in their game. They just lost because, Jared Goff. But
Jared Goff finally won the game for the Rams.
Yeah, there you go. So, but you could see that one team clearly outcoached the other, even though they had inferior talent. But anyway, the point is, I don't know where to go from this. Is this like a bad omen for one team, a good omen for the other? What the fuck is it?
Teams have bad games.
Yeah, sure. Let's just say, you know what? Everybody drops a stinker, except that this week everybody dropped it at the same fucking time.
I mean, okay, Chargers had a stinker against the Ravens. Chiefs had a stinker against the
half the season. They've had
what was it? The Titans.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's keep going through this list.
Yeah. So they have all that stinkers.
Next, we have the Browns, who beat the Bengals at home. Which, again, what the fuck are the Bengals? The Bengals were at the top of their division. They were playing good football. Our boy Joe Burrow was doing good.
They killed the Ravens.
All of a sudden, they lose against, what, the Jets?
Yeah.
And now
against Mike White Lightning.
Yeah. Now they're losing against the Browns. So, again, are the Jets good? Are the Bengals bad? What the fuck is happening? I don't know shit about fuck.
Look, no, I mean, I could have told you the Browns are going to win that one. They got a bunch of players back. Like, they got Chubb back.
They got rid of Odell Beckham, which is, again, another big storyline here. So, but before we even continue, OBJ is a free agent, and he's, checking his options. He's considering Green Bay. He's considering Kansas City. If you're OBJ, where the hell are you aiming for? I think it'd be hysterical. I mean, fucking hysterical if he goes to Green Bay. That would be
hysterical if he went to the Giants.
No, I don't think he hates himself that much.
Yeah.
KC, I don't think they need receivers. They just suck.
Casey are just not clicking, but they have the manpower.
Yeah, they have the talent. It's just not clicking.
So do the Packers.
I mean, the Packers, they have, debatably the best wide receiver in the league. He's in the conversation, definitely. I still think that...
you got Lazard, Valdez, what's his name? Valdez-Scantling returned this week as well.
Yeah, right. Have Randall Cobb. I think maybe he could substitute Randall, because Randall Cobb's old. And
That's WR3.
Yeah, but I mean, Odell Beckham is not Odell Beckham anymore. He's too many injuries. He hasn't really been explosive at all. It's not been impressive. It's not been the last few years. Maybe it's because he was in freaking Cleveland. He wasn't impressive, but I don't know.
Look, I've seen a few Browns games, and Mayfield is not the perfect quarterback by any means.
He's
hot and cold.
Let's say
he'll just have a horrible game.
The word I'd use for skill wise for Mayfield is he's mediocre. Maybe he might be a good leader because it seems like the dudes love him, but he's mediocre talent wise. I've never seen him be like a fantastic on the field. I've never seen him be like the worst thing ever. I've seen him be bad. I've seen him be good, but never on the extremes. So it's like, man, we can use them, and maybe the leadership thing would be good enough. But again, we're not back there. They can
straight up win with their run game. I mean, they got Hunt and Chubb just chucking along.
Yeah, but they were injured, and so you don't need a star.
Maybe if they got Marlon Mack.
You don't need a star wide receiver if you're relying on your running game. You always have Landry. I think Landry's better than Beckham.
Landry's great.
They both went there to die.
They got Peoples-Jones too.
Yeah, they
love Peoples-Jones.
They both
love the people.
Both of those wide receivers, who are arguably amongst the elite in the NFL, went to Cleveland to die, and it's because Mayfield does not know how to throw the fucking ball, or doesn't throw it enough, or because they want to rely on their running game. Who the fuck knows? But they went there, and their careers are dying.
Look, the Browns are inconsistent, but right now they got a winning record.
Yeah,
they're still in the conversation
they're in the
for
fight.
The playoffs.
Yeah, they're in the fight for their division. I think
that whole division is very interesting.
Listen, the closest division in football by far is the AFC West. That's because they're all five.
They're all tied.
They're all
and they shouldn't
up.
be.
No, the skill levels are just not there. But we'll get into the AFC West in a moment. But yeah, again, I see him going to Green Bay.
I see Beckham leaving the Browns as a good thing for the Browns.
Yeah,
because I don't think he was doing anything positive for that team.
No, he's kind of a diva.
I don't think they need him.
You know what's crazy? You know where he might end up? And this is, honestly, it's going to sound stupid, and then you're going to be like, maybe.
I could see him going to an LA team.
I could see him going to Tampa Bay. Just because everybody goes to Tampa Bay. And they get straightened up. It says, you know what? You go on. If they manage to straighten out Antonio fucking Brown, they can straighten up anybody. It's going under the Brady doctrine. The dude even straightened out in a way kind of Josh Gordon a little bit almost, and this guy's not as big of an issue. So either go to the Patriots or Tampa Bay, because the Patriots are also playing good ball, and I think they need wide receivers because Myers honestly wasn't that impressed.
I think, but biggest Super Bowl contenders at this point.
I think he's just chasing a ring at this point, right? He's going to go whoever he thinks. So it's going to be either Green Bay or Tampa Bay if he's going to the NFC. Maybe the Rams. Maybe Arizona. He's gonna go ring chasing. If he goes to Kansas City, he's a moron. Capital M.
I did see like they try to make it like a news when he passed the waivers and he could be traded.
Yeah.
That they said. So he's trying to go for a team who has a chance at the postseason.
Yeah.
And it's like
the Browns?
No, I'm like, this is news?
Yeah. Like what? You want to go to a place where you can actually win?
Star player only wants to be traded to teams that are good.
Nah, that's crazy. That's stupid talk. You know what?
He doesn't want to go to the Lions? Jags.
He's not a real NFL player. He's not for real. Anyway, let's move on because we haven't even gone through last week yet. Next, we have the Patriots beating the Panthers cleanly. Like that was a solid defeat. Now,
I had the Patriots defense. I was very happy.
Dude, the Patriots. It was week 8, and I remember my dad had the Chargers beating the Patriots, and I was like, Dad, because we have another league where we basically just pick which team we think is going to win over the other. Basically, it's more complex than that, but that's the simple gist of it. And I was like, Dad, don't go against the Patriots. My dad's like, oh, the Patriots have only beat teams that are with a losing record. It's like, yeah, but look who they played close. The Patriots played the Cowboys really close. Who knows if they're good anymore? They played Tampa
At least
Bay.
they were good then.
Yeah, they played Tampa Bay super close. They almost won both of those games. So the Patriots are legit. I think the Patriots are back. The Patriots are a legit contender, and the way that Buffalo's going, I think the Patriots might actually win that division. They've been playing good ball.
Funny.
It would be fucking hysterical. Like, honestly, to me, the ideal Super Bowl would be Bill Belichick against Aaron Rodgers. Bill Belichick wins, and then next year it's going to be Tampa Bay versus the Patriots to see who's actually the best. Between those two, that'd be fucking hysterical.
No, I'm sorry. The funniest.
The Bills against Brady. You want the Bills against Brady?
The funniest one is the Bills against Brady, and Brady beats them.
That would be all right. That would be funny.
It would be funnier if it was 4 times in a row too.
The way he's not gonna stop.
He'd be like, oh man, I get 4 free rings.
This is great.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
But also, it would be hilarious for this year would be the Packers winning.
Yes, that'd be and we'll get to the Packers in a minute. Next, we have the Broncos versus the Cowboys. The Broncos traded away Von Miller to the Rams, he's their star defensive player, one of the leaders of their break room. So you're like, man,
and locker room.
I'm sorry, they also take breaks there. The leaders of the locker room. This is going to be a huge hit to their morale and stuff.
And they already sucked.
Yeah, and they're going up against one of the contenders of the NFC.
And they got Dak Prescott.
They got so they got to have that
and
momentum.
They were playing them at home.
And they whoop their ass.
Oh, I did like the strategy that they had, which was, how about we don't let the Cowboys touch the ball?
It's a solid strategy.
It was really clever.
I'm surprised that more people don't do that.
It was really clever. It's like Bill Belichick going, let's get some points.
Let's whoop their ass. It's one of the most...
Every time we looked at the screen, the Broncos had the ball.
Every single time. It's one of the most embarrassing ass whoopings I've ever seen. And it was hysterical because I find it funny when the Cowboys lose. But I'm also torn because I want the Broncos to lose.
I know the Broncos are going to fuck up eventually.
Of course.
I'll just enjoy the Cowboys losing.
This was like the performance of the season for them. But I don't understand what's happening. Again, that was another game they were like, man, I don't know shit about fuck anymore. Like, if you would have told me you get to bet $1 million Broncos or Cowboys, I would have been like, $1 million Cowboys. Are you kidding me? Dak being back, they got the momentum from Rush. They're like excited because they didn't lose the game before. They're playing at home.
Who they beat last week?
No, Vikings.
Yeah, right.
I can check it up here. Vikings, yeah.
It was a good game.
It was a good game. It was close. You got your backup in there.
Of course, it was close. It was the Vikings.
Yeah, they got the momentum going, but I don't know shit about fuck. No, the term any given Sunday? It basically means you don't know shit about fuck. You don't know shit about fuck. But anyway, yeah, that was a surprise game. And again, are the Broncos good or are the Cowboys bad? Because the Broncos have too much star power on their offense
Cowboys.
I'm sorry, the Cowboys have too much fucking star power on their. They got CeeDee Lamb, they got freaking Cooper, they got Dak. Well, Elliott, I think he got injured, but Pollard's not bad, and they just dropped the goose egg.
That's great.
That 30-16 is not a.
No, that's a prevent defense.
Yeah, that was not the actual score of the game. That was 30-0. It was embarrassing. They were shut out entirely. It was hysterically embarrassing. So who knows? I don't know what the fuck anymore. And again, the Broncos, they're in the tightest division in the freaking league. Everybody's got 5 wins. Everybody and their mother. Now, I think the Broncos have more losses, and I think they have more divisional losses, if I'm not mistaken.
I think the Chiefs are at the very bottom, right?
I don't know.
Because they have 2 divisional losses.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So definitely I think the Chiefs are at the bottom. But, again, we don't know shit about fuck.
They're all tied this week. They're all tied up. It'll all flip and move around.
We'll see. But
Chargers play the Raiders, right?
I think no. This week they play the Vikings. Yeah, but all right. So who knows what's up there?
Speaking about, this might have been actually the most predictable the score of the entire weekend.
Yes,
it's a close game, overtime, and the Vikings lose.
Ravens versus the Vikings, 34-31. Ravens win at home. I was so fucking nervous in this game because I had the Ravens to win. They were my number 1 pick, and that means that basically they're my number 2 pick. I had them win, and Eric's team, the Cowboys, had just lost, and he's above me in the rankings. So I was like, man, if the Ravens win, I might actually reach. I might tie it up with in first place.
But he
This
thinks
is
he
good.
knows shit about fuck.
I don't know shit about fuck. But I was very nervous.
Rankings stayed around the same by the end.
Yeah, I was very nervous about this one, but at the end, the Ravens showed you what a good football team actually does. They played it close. It was
turned it
nervous.
on.
I think that
They were down by 2 scores.
I think the Ravens have played like 2 whole football games more than everybody else on the NFL because every single week they go to overtime, but they close.
The Titans have gone to overtime a lot too.
Except week 1, they didn't close to week 1. Since then, they've been doing good. They've been doing good football. They may be the best team in the AFC so far, especially because
I'm not convinced.
well, the Bills have been dropping. They've been
I
dropping
think
deuces.
the Titans might be the best.
I said might be. Listen, with Derrick Henry, okay, but we'll get to the Titans in a minute.
Let's get
All
to
right.
that.
Next, we have Texans versus the Dolphins.
We're skipping this
The Who Gives a Fuck Bowl, the insignificant bowl.
Congrats to Jacoby Brissett for winning. Chargers Eagles.
Chargers Eagles, close one.
Close one made me a little nervous that they're at par with the Eagles.
But they won. The Chargers were in a losing streak. They lost 2 in a row. They had the bye week.
That might get them out of their funk.
They lost, bye week, lost. Now, they lost against decent teams. They lost against the Patriots, who I said, they're a dangerous team. And before that, they lost against who? Cowboys? No, they lost against the Ravens. So they got blown out by the Ravens, bye week, and then beat up by the Patriots. It was not looking good.
That wasn't a beat up by the Patriots. It was a close game.
But they lost.
But they lost.
Yeah.
No. Beat up by the Patriots was last year.
Oh, yeah.
45-0.
Yeah. But that's just Bill Belichick. He's got the Chargers number for some reason. Anyway.
I literally, I finished that game last week and I just went, Bill Belichick has owned me my entire fucking life.
My entire fucking life.
Fucking owns us.
The Eagles have been up, down this week. This season, not great, not terrible. So it was a game that they had to win. They did.
Plus, the Chargers' run defense sucks.
They closed it out in a way that I actually liked it. They kept control of the ball. The head coach may have too much balls for his own good because he just loves playing it 4th down. He just loves it in
Also,
situations where at the last second. Afterwards, hindsight's always 20/20. You're like, that was maybe the right decision. Going for it at a 4th down. We're in field goal range. We have like a minute to go. We can burn some of the clock. Okay, maybe a good decision. Still, fuck you. You nearly gave me a fucking heart attack because those things usually don't fall the Chargers' way. Or you could have gotten the 1st down there after you went for it in 4th and inches, but they're gonna miss the fucking kick. That's just the Chargers' way. However, looks like they might be turning it around. It's a good sign. Who knows what's gonna happen? Well, we kind of know what's gonna happen this week, but we'll wait for that in a minute. Moving on. Chiefs versus Packers, what should have been the All-State Bowl.
State Farm.
State Farm Bowl. Doesn't matter. Who gives a fuck?
Just a different company.
Yeah, I'm not doing free promotions for anybody. And the star player in the NFL, the reigning MVP, cannot play in the game. Coming out of maybe their biggest victory of the season, because half of their team was out. Half of their stars were out. I think Green Bay didn't have a single wide receiver, except maybe
They
Cobb.
had Cobb. That's why I picked him up.
Yeah, they only had Cobb. And they managed to beat the number 1 team, the undefeated Cardinals, last week. And they're going up.
It's a hell of a game, too.
Yeah, they're going up against the former Super Bowl losers, the Kansas City Chiefs. Everybody's like, oh man, 2 of the greatest quarterbacks going at it. Turns out, not so much. Not so much. And everybody and their mother is pissed off at Aaron Rodgers. And so let's take this moment to talk a little bit about good old Aaron Rodgers. So,
Mr. Based himself.
fucking based. Listen, I personally do not understand why everybody's so pissed off at Aaron Rodgers. What he did, first off, is fucking hysterical. The way that he kind of like slickly tiptoed away, having to get to be a part of the conversation, was fucking troll level genius. It's hysterical. Like,
and at the point when he said it, it was technically still considered true.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, he never really lied.
No, he misled.
No, of course.
He even said, I misled.
I know, but legally, not a lie. Like, he said the truth every single time.
And the most important part, the league and the team all knew about his
status. He was following the rules kind of as if he were unvaccinated.
Yeah,
and
that's what they had him as.
Yeah, and so to me, personally, like I said, I don't get it because I have a lot of allergies. And one of the biggest allergies that I have that shocks people is that I'm allergic to pot. And so all my life when people have offered me pot, I'm
You
like,
should have seen him in Amsterdam.
it was not fun. It was not fun. But I mean, Amsterdam was fun. It was not fun to have the allergies. And so whenever somebody offers me pot, because I mean, I was in film school, I was in communications. Like I know quite a few potheads. And so they're like, hey, you want something? I just say, oh no, I'm sorry. Oh no, thank you. I'm allergic. And everybody's like, okay, and they respect it. So to me, it's really weird when somebody says like, oh no, I'm allergic to something. People be like, well, fuck you. You got to do it anyway. And from what I understand, Aaron Rodgers'
Imagine having a peanut allergy and it's like, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah, fuck you, eat the peanuts.
Yeah.
It's one of those things like Aaron Rodgers is like, all right, I looked at something, I'm allergic to that. My doctor said don't do it, so I'm not gonna do it. So to me, it's like, okay, that sounds perfectly reasonable. Although everybody's like, fuck you, he lied, blah 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 blah. He put us in danger. It's like, you're vaccinated. How are you in danger?
First off, the only people he put in danger were journalists. So those don't count as people.
And it would be unvaccinated journalists. Like if you're
Which
vaccinated,
they could not be. Because if they wanted to be
exactly, so it's like it's one of those things that doesn't really make any sense. It's like you're yelling at somebody who's driving their car and they're not wearing a seatbelt, right? And you're upset, like you're putting me in danger. I'm driving here with my seatbelt, and you're driving without your seatbelt. You're putting me in danger. It's like, what? How is that putting you in danger? It's like he's the dumbass who wants to risk driving without a seatbelt, and also he's allergic to the seatbelt, so. Why is this a big deal? And I was watching videos this morning. Everybody and their mother was super pissed, and they're kind of like saying a whole bunch of lies. And I don't get the lie. Well, there's the ivermectin myth, and it all became because of Joe Rogan. And honestly, I'm on the side that Joe Rogan should sue the fuck out of everybody, and Aaron Rodgers should sue the fuck out of Terry Bradshaw, out of everybody too. Like if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'd be pissed because first off, they say he's pissed because they leaked his medical information, which is highly illegal. It's not something you're supposed to do. So they violated his privacy. So fuck you, I'm suing the shit out of you. Second, they're saying a whole bunch of lies like he's taking a horse dewormer. Now, let's just clarify that thing a little bit real quick by the horse dewormer thing. Ivermectin is a medicine that can be used as a horse dewormer. It depends on the dosage. So let's say the human dose is, I don't know, let's just say something ridiculous, like 1 gram is the human dose for ivermectin. The horse would be like 10 grams. So it's the same medicine, but it's different dosages because one's for humans and one's for animals.
Kind of like penicillin.
Yeah, it would be like saying ivermectin is a horse dewormer is saying like aspirin is dog medicine, because we can give aspirin to dogs just in a smaller dosage. Higher dosage would be more toxic. So it's like, oh yeah, you take dog medicine. Oh, you took an aspirin? Oh yeah, you're a dog medicine. You take dog medicine. That's the exact same thing.
Listen, I'm not surprised Teddy Bradshaw is ignorant about things that exist outside of football.
Listen, you can be ignorant. I'm saying sue the fuck out of them and sue them hard, because I'm really pissed off at the media because they can just get away with all this shit. And now he's the horse dewormer guy. He's like a crazy conspiracy theory dude. And honestly, I didn't really like Aaron Rodgers that much. He seems kind of like a douche until the moment that I started warming up to Aaron Rodgers is when in the Bears game, like, fuck you, I fucking own you. I've owned you my entire fucking life. I thought that was like, hey, that's a human moment. Finally, Aaron Rodgers doesn't look like a douche. Well, I mean, he was being a douche, but he looks more like
funny douche.
Yeah, it's kind of like Tom Brady throwing the Super Bowl trophy in the water. You're like, hey, you know what? You seem kind of more human now.
It's like Bill Belichick when he cracked that little smile when he beat the Jets. That one time.
Yeah.
He just went sort of like,
Yeah, it makes him more human. But anyway, none of this makes any sense. I don't know what's the controversy. And Aaron Rodgers has been appearing in the Pat McAfee show. Eric's a big Pat McAfee guy. He listens to it every day. Eric's like, hey, I got to see that before it was in the news. It's really weird.
So it's funny because even last season they had this thing called Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, because one of the guys who does the show, it's AJ Hawk, who used to be a Packer.
Yeah,
and he used to be a lineman, different defensive player, and he went to the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers, and they won and the whole thing.
They homies.
Yeah, so they're friends, and so he got Aaron Rodgers to agree, like, every Tuesday, come on, hang out, and let's see a more human side of Aaron Rodgers, because he's famous for
being kind of a dick, and honestly,
not necessarily being kind of a dick, just not really being a public figure.
Yeah, he's a private guy.
Yeah.
Or he hates the media. Either way.
Well, he turns out he has a very, very good reason.
I mean, fair enough. Yes.
But-
Like, I get it.
But it's funny because I have been seeing that other side of Aaron Rodgers, like even like before he had like the offseason controversy with the is he gonna sign or not gonna sign, whatever.
Yeah, and so they've been saying like this whole bunch of stuff. Like, well, he explains the rules in the NFL of what happens when you're unvaccinated versus when you're vaccinated, and there's just really stupid rules. Like, for example, you have to go and get tested at the facility or whatever, or at the stadium or wherever is the training facility. And if you're vaccinated, you get tested, you can go inside. If you're vaccinated, you get tested and you go inside. If you're unvaccinated, you get tested and you have to wait in your car. And it's one of those things that it's, and this is a very good point that Aaron Rodgers made.
And
it's
the funny thing is, you don't have to get the result yet.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, so I'm vaccinated, I get tested, I go in, and then my result comes out like I'm positive. So I'm inside and I already spread it around because I've been moving around.
That actually happened.
Yeah, that's what happened with what's his name?
They think it's with Devontae, but the thing with spreading COVID is impossible to know.
Yeah. It's really impossible. And you know what? Any disease is really very, unless it's like HIV or something, it's very difficult to track. And so it's just, the rules are dumb. It doesn't make any sense. Like, we're protecting the vaccinated people from the unvaccinated people, but the unvaccinated people don't want to get vaccinated. What? And now it's using a holistic medicine. It's like, dude, he went to his doctor and the doctor gave him this prescription because he couldn't do the other thing. Like, literally, it's like, hey, we want you to take this vaccine because you could die. And it's like, but I'll die if I take it. You'll fucking take it. It's like, okay, that doesn't make any sense to me. Nothing makes any sense to me. This whole controversy is nonsense. The only thing is that I think it's the first thing that they actually have that they can throw against Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers has been kind of addicted to the media, and the media is like, you know what, we finally have a chance to throw everything we can. And because on the field he's been very good, he's had a few stinkers, he has one stinker a season, but we can't we don't have anything we can use against him. We finally have something that we can use against the guy, and we're gonna throw everything in the kitchen sink against him, and they're looking like morons.
And the funny thing is, if you've seen anything about like Rodgers in terms of him talking politics or whatnot, it's legitimately, he's the most moderate guy you can possibly imagine.
And he's just you know what, just leave me
alone.
alone.
So it makes sense that the media hates him.
Yeah, and he's just, you know what, just leave me alone. Like, honestly, like, this whole thing was just like, just leave me alone. Now, the problem is that I think that now they made Aaron Rodgers into a culture warrior figure, and you do not want Aaron Rodgers as a culture warrior figure. It's not going to turn out well for you guys. But whatever.
Especially if he wins the Super Bowl, which will be funny.
It would be fucking hysterical. And also, I could just, you know, picture Aaron Rodgers watching this game. He'd be pissed because his team's losing. But at the same time, you see Jordan Love playing, you're like, job fucking security. My next contract negotiations are gonna be easy.
Yeah, so there's two storylines for me coming out of the Chiefs-Packers game. One, Aaron Rodgers is guaranteed his status in the Green Bay Packers, regardless of whatever the fuck the media wants to say. And two, the Chiefs are in trouble.
Yes,
the Chiefs are not their record.
That should not have been as close a game as it was. Not
Aaron
even
Rodgers
close.
puts 40 on that defense.
Easily.
Like, that would not have been a close game at all.
No. So honestly, I think the strongest team in the NFC with Aaron Rodgers in it is Green Bay. I don't see like a major glaring weakness. They beat the Cardinals and they were injured to oblivion. Like, half of their team wasn't there. Half of their offense wasn't there. And
even
the Cardinals,
if you have only rookies, they're NFL tier guys. And like, you only need a guy like Aaron Rodgers, you know, to like have that leadership role and take him to the promised land.
Exactly. So honestly, we were talking about this before the whole controversy. We were like, who do you think is the MVP of the NFL right now? I was like, I think it's Aaron Rodgers. He's having a great fucking season.
Oh, he's never going to get the MVP again.
Oh, he should, though.
He's never going to get the MVP again.
Oh, true. Though the thing that actually helps him out is that he's in Green Bay, and Green Bay's owned by the fans. And so the fans are like, fuck you, we're using Aaron Rodgers. He could kill my mother. We're using Aaron fucking Rodgers.
He could be a rapist. He could rape me.
I'll let him rape him. I'd be okay with it. But anyway.
Actually, he couldn't rape anybody in Green Bay. They'd all say yes.
Yes, it's impossible for anybody to say no. But anyway, that's the big controversy there. Who knows why the fuck? But he might be back this week, but we'll wait for that. We'll wait for that because it might be the biggest game of the week. Moving on, we have...
the last news that we got was that he would be cleared on Saturday.
We'll see.
From the protocols, if he tested negative. And Matt LaFleur said, if he can play, he's going to play.
Yeah.
Even though he has had no practice reps or anything.
I mean, he had no practice before starting the season. And, well, he did drop a stinker. But
They dropped their stinker quick.
Yeah, they got it out of the way. Also, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be kind of motivated to change the conversation to I fucking whooped the Seahawks' ass very quickly.
The Seahawks get Wilson back, so
yeah, we'll see how that goes. But anyway, we'll wait for that. Let's move on to the Cardinals beating up on the 49ers, which was embarrassing. Except the 49ers have I don't know what happened to the 49ers. They were in the Super Bowl. And they got
2 years ago.
I think they got like everybody back. Like last year, they lost all their defense, like
well,
all their
unfortunately,
stars.
they got Jimmy Garoppolo back.
Yeah, true.
That
true.
was a problem.
And the Cardinals are a good team, so
And their coach is still Shanahan.
so the 49ers are sitting at the bottom of that division. That division is rough at the top. The middle is Seahawks are still a question mark. They're big question marks.
Seahawks are not gonna.
I don't think they're nowhere near they were on the Legion of Boom level. They've been on downhill ever since. Ever since they won the Super Bowl, it's been slow downhill.
Ever since Malcolm Butler caught that ball.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that they could turn it around, maybe, but we'll see. Next,
Cardinals had their backup too, their backup quarterback.
Yeah,
Kyler didn't play, but Colt McCoy that's his name, right?
Yeah, Colt McCoy.
That's an awesome name too.
It is a great name.
That's another CMC.
Yeah. So he
played good.
He played good football, and fucking
They didn't
James,
have Hopkins either.
What?
They didn't have Hopkins.
Didn't have Hopkins either. Arguably the best wide receiver in the league, the most underused wide receiver in the league, by the way, and for his skill level. And James Conner showed up, man. James Conner showed that the Steelers are a bunch of dumbasses for not re-signing him and having a legit 1-2 threat now. So James Conner doing good football. The rest of the team, solid defense, solid offense, and even without their starting QB and star wide receiver, they playing good football. So like I said, the Cardinals, I'm shocked that they did not take down the Packers. That's because the Packers are really good.
Who did I say at the beginning of the season was my dark horse to win the Super Bowl?
Cardinals. You said the Cardinals.
I said it.
He said it.
I was watching all the offseason moves. And I was like, yo, they're getting a bunch of players.
They got J.J. Watt.
This is a team.
Yeah. Turns out they're playing. They've only lost once.
Look, if your only loss is going to be against Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers,
I respect it.
That's fair.
I respect it. Next, another massive shocker, which shouldn't be a shocker.
You doubted my boy.
The Rams at home losing against the Titans 28-16. Now, let me tell you something. This game was my number one. It was my 3 points. And I could not the Rams. They just signed Von Miller. The Titans, they just lost their star player. Derrick Henry, their best player by far. The Ninja Turtle man. He's gone.
Ninja Turtle man.
And they whooped their ass. They whooped them bad. I don't know what the fuck happened to the Rams offense. Dude, I don't know why.
The Titans defense is amazing.
It's fan-fucking-tastic. It's scary. It's one of those things. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing because the Rams have legitimate all-stars in their offense. Matthew Stafford's been playing
legitimate all-stars in their defense.
Yeah, they've
you got Donald and Miller and Ramsey. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How many teams can you actually name that many defensive players?
And now they have Von Miller. So Stafford's been playing the best ball maybe of his career, or that I know of, because who gives the fuck about when he played with the Lions? They have Cooper Kupp, who's probably playing the best football he's ever played too. They those two just click. They have Woods there. Is it James Woods? No, that's the actor. Robert Woods, who's also a legit threat. Higbee sometimes plays okay.
Except when I have him on my team.
Henderson can run the ball. They have freaking
Sonny Michel.
Michel, who's a decent backup. He was the star for the Patriots. And on the defense, you got Ramsey, you got Donald. Floyd's also been doing pretty good. Who the fuck? I never saw this coming. And then I was pissed.
They don't have Ryan
Tannehill and his deep balls.
Beautiful deep balls.
I forgot. I have a rule. Never bet on a game that has the Titans or the Vikings, because they are fucking unreliable. They are surprised. You never know which way it's gonna go. They win when they're supposed to lose. They lose when they're supposed to win. And I thought, you know what? They're going up against the Rams. The Rams are a good team, and they lost their best player. This has to be a gimme. No. This is why you don't forget your rules. The rules are important. The rules are there for a reason. And the rule is you don't bet in a game with the Titans in it, because the Titans are fucking... You don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. They're just unpredictable. Team. They're unpredictable. They're the most unpredictable team in the NFL, and that's coming from a fucking Charger fan.
That's not unpredictable. They're 7-2,
and it's up. They lost against the Jets.
So did the Bengals.
Before they had White. So
The Bills lost against the Jaguars. Look, it's a weird sport.
Yeah, the Titans took down the Bills. They took down the Rams, but they lost against the fucking Jets. Oh, I don't know shit about fuck anymore, okay? I
Beat the
don't know
Chiefs,
shit
too.
about fuck.
Look, the Titans beat good teams.
Sometimes, yeah.
That might be their thing.
Again, they win when they're supposed to lose. They lose when they're supposed to win. What was their other loss? Do you even remember?
Was it the? It was like a whatever team, right? Like
Yeah.
the Texans.
Did they lose again? Oh, that's a divisional. It's a divisional mashup, right? Let's see. They lost. They won the Rams, beat the Colts, beat the Chiefs, beat the Bills, beat the Jaguars, lost against the Jets, beat the
Close
Colts, beat the Seahawks.
Lost to Cardinals.
Cardinals. Okay, so that makes sense.
That's
a
a legit
little bit. Did they lose? Oh, that's preseason. That doesn't really matter. So, finally, the last week, the last game of the week, the Bears taking on the Steelers at home. Talk about another ugly, boring
No, that was
game.
a ref ball game.
Yeah, it was.
There's nothing to that. They just gave the game to the Steelers.
Yeah, no, dude.
Even the Steelers fans were like,
the fuck?
we stole that game.
Yeah, it was an ugly game. Ugly. I don't know why the Steelers get so much love from the refs. The Steelers are not the record. They're not even close to what the record is.
They're like the Chiefs,
yes,
but a little worse.
But yeah, uglier wins. Honestly, I don't know why Big Ben's still playing, but the backup must really too. Is it Rudolph? Is it still Rudolph?
I don't think so.
Bitch,
Rudolph.
bitch. Anyway, I don't understand that game, but that's it. That's it for all of last week. So that's a recap for you, and it's been almost an hour. But let's go
We
on
can go
to
quickly with our picks for the week.
predictions for next week. Tonight's game, we got Dolphins against the Ravens at home. Well, I'm sorry, in Miami. So Ravens versus Dolphins. Dolphins at home.
I put this as my number one.
Really?
Yeah, Dolphins are gonna win.
Surprise,
The
Mr.
shocker.
Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby's gonna put.
There were a
them
lot
on
of rumors
task.
of them getting rid of Tua, switching him out for what's his name from Houston, Deshaun.
Nobody knows about this, Sean. I doubt he even plays the season.
But the trade deadline it's already passed. It doesn't matter. I think it's super unfair that dude hasn't been able to play, but whatever. Because otherwise, Deshaun Watson.
Oh no, I think he could have played. It's just he's got like 20 rape allegations against him.
Yeah, but I mean,
He's more like I don't think the Texans want him playing.
is it?
Like he's a liability.
I don't know, man. It just to me it's like it still hasn't been proven in courts, and that's my thing. It's like if it's not proven in court, fucking whatever.
Sure, but you're not
Or-
gonna put your entire season on like you're not gonna put the entire system of the team under that quarterback that you could potentially lose. You might as well just start trying with the next one.
But Tyrod Taylor.
Well, you might as well get a better quarterback.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh yeah. So you want a tank? So this is a tank season.
What else do they have left?
Honestly, that is true. Next, so you're going Ravens. I agree. Ravens. This
They're
should
my
be
number one pick.
If the Ravens lose, it's again you'll hear a lot of we don't know shit about fuck next week. It should be an easy win, but they'll probably go to overtime.
Next one's unpredictable.
Next one we got Saints versus Titans at home.
I don't know what the Saints are,
I have no idea what the Saints are.
but I know that the Titans can play ball.
The Saints defense legit. They managed to hold down Tom Brady, and they managed to keep the game close enough against the Falcons that they managed to tie it up, and then they fucked it up. So
Yeah.
we don't know shit about fuck there either. The Titans, was it luck? Was it actually that their defense is that good?
How about this? Let's make our picks, and next week we see what we got right and wrong.
Okay, so we're gonna have to write this
I'm
down.
gonna keep a little score.
Okay, so
it'll be funny.
Eric picks, Dario picks. So we both agree on the Ravens.
Ravens, yeah.
All right. And who do you got here? Who do you got? Saints?
I got the titties.
Titans.
Yeah, Tannehill's my guy, man. Love me some Tanner thrill.
Did you
His
bench?
deep balls
I thought you benched them.
for who? I don't have any other.
Oh, that's
quarterback.
true. Yeah, that's his fantasy guy. Oh man, this is rough because they are playing at home.
They're playing at home. Is it still Trevor Siemian? Yeah, Winston's out for the season.
Oh, okay then. I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree with the Titans.
Siemian beat Brady.
Yeah, but I don't see. I think it was one of those lucky
fluke
breaks.
things,
Yeah.
or simply that Brady just can't beat the Saints defense
during the season. I think they hide the playbook. I still think that they hide the playbook against certain teams. I think that's why they struggled against the Rams, because the Rams threw everything at them, and the Bucks were like playing average. I think they hide their playbook, so I could be wrong, but whatever. We'll see. Next, we have the Bills versus the Jets at New York. Where is it? Long Island? No,
it's
Jersey. Jersey.
MetLife Stadium.
So they're playing MetLife. Jets at home versus the Bills. The Jets. Who the fuck is their starting quarterback? Who's gonna play? Is it gonna be White? Is White playing?
I don't know. If, that might actually be important.
I think it's the most important thing. Mike White can backfire. All right, Jermaine.
No.
Mike White to
Jets correctly choosing Mike White can backfire.
No. Mike White to remain New York Jets starting QB against Buffalo Bills. So he's playing. It looks like he's playing. All right. What do you think? This might be the most difficult pick so far.
You have to pick first because I picked.
Okay, I have to pick first. All right. The Bills dropped a stinker, massive stinker,
and didn't they like the week before that? Didn't they have like an ugly win?
I think they had a bye. They had a bye week.
They had an ugly win recently where it's like they barely won against Miami.
Yeah, but again, those two are divisional games. Divisional games are tricky.
This one is too. And they're not playing at home.
I think because they have the players. It's the same fucking players. I think I'll give it to the Bills because they have to turn around, and a good team to turn around against is the Jets.
You don't believe in White Lightning, huh?
No.
Me neither. Put me on the Bills.
The dude's brittle. He's brittle. He can play ball, but he's brittle. Next, we have the Lions taking on the Steelers and the refs at home. So,
if it wasn't the refs,
listen,
I might actually go for the Lions.
Listen, we got two things. The refs love the Steelers. The refs hate the fucking Lions. One of my favorite.
God hates the Lions.
One of my favorite news stories of all time is after a game against the Packers, Lions fans started throwing money, like dollar bills, on the fucking field, asking the refs to just call it fair. It is fucking hysterical. It's one of my favorite storylines of all time. But the refs hate the Lions, and they love the Steelers.
My favorite one is when the Bills fans threw dildos at Tom Brady.
That's actually pretty funny. Yeah. All right. So who do you got this time? You go first. Steelers at home. Lions.
Listen,
getting their first victory of the season.
Listen, I am of the belief the Lions are not gonna go 0-17.
Okay. Is this the week?
But the refs are very strong. It's a tough force to beat.
Yeah.
I don't think this is the week. I'll give it to the Steelers.
Steelers? Here, I disagree.
You gonna go with the Lions?
I want to go with the Lions. It's a short week for the Steelers. The Lions are hungry, man. They're really hungry. They really, really want one.
I can see this one going to the Lions.
Yeah, so
I can see it, but I'm honestly, the refs flip it for me. That's it.
I'm taking a risk, and I'm going Lions. I
respect it. I hope it pays off.
Yes, I think they can outcoach the fucking Steelers because the Steelers have just been terrible.
Yeah.
Next, another interesting matchup. We have the Colts versus the Jaguars. Now, this should be a gimme, except that the Jaguars just embarrassed the Bills, who were among the top teams in the AFC. So, what do you think? The Colts are playing good ball, but it's Carson Wentz is always one play from never playing again. So,
I actually had just an example. I had Carson Wentz as my quarterback when he played the Rams.
Uh-huh.
And in the same play, he broke both of his ankles. Because he decided, I can take on Aaron Donald.
Nah, that boy not smart. He's got balls.
Actually, he's
got balls, but he's not smart.
So he got two different injuries in his ankles that are like similar but kind of related. One of them was like a little more severe, but it was a really interesting case study because doctors could finally see the effects of healing in the body for like two separate conditions at the same time.
Boy's a medical marvel.
They're like, oh my god, now this is a case study. Like we can now see how this ankle heals compared to this one in these different situations. It's amazing.
This might actually be Carson Wentz's biggest
contribution to society.
Yeah, to the NFL at least.
And it turns out like one of his ankles healed up in like a week.
Yeah.
Then he could like walk on it again and stuff. So
yeah. But the boy can play ball, and most importantly, he wants it.
most importantly, he's really exciting.
He's
to watch.
willing to put it all on the line. The Colts have
They got such a run game.
maybe the best running back in the league, maybe the best offensive line.
You're considering Derrick Henry being injured, and
Of course, yeah. I mean, who else would you put in the conversation now that King Henry's gone?
I'll put Chubb.
Chubb, okay,
I'll put Chubb. Who else has a good run? Fournette is having a good season,
decent, sure.
but and the thing
But
is,
the O line,
the thing is, Brady likes to throw the ball a lot.
yeah.
Who else is a good running? What's the 49ers runner?
Harris,
Was it? No, I'm thinking Samuel. That's a different guy.
Aaron Jones, really good.
Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, no, Aaron Jones. I'll give it to Taylor.
Yeah, he's playing
Actually,
good ball.
maybe Lamar.
Still, it's in the conversation. So yeah, I think they might have the best running back in the league. They might have the best offensive line. The biggest question mark always and forever will be Carson Wentz and whether or not he will get injured in the next play. Even if it's a running play for Taylor, he could get injured.
Oh,
you don't know.
I'm watching
It
that.
could be a kick and he gets injured. Who the fuck knows? And oh, by the way, speaking about kickers, Eric and I were laughing our asses off last week with fucking Justin Tucker. Because for some fucking reason, well, it was halftime, and you know the Ravens, you know, they're off the field, but Justin Tucker on the app appeared like he was still on the field.
Yeah, like when on the fantasy app, you know, when your player is on the field, it has a little green thing.
So
Because,
we're like,
they're during a play.
Yeah.
But it said halftime. It said Justin Tucker is on the field.
we're like, man, that man's refusing to leave. He's there, he's just kicking the ball at people. He's like, no, hey, Justin, go to the locker room. He's like, no, stay away from me.
kick this damn
Bah,
ball. Bam.
Stay away.
Nobody could get him off the field, but the guy's a madman.
And he's precise, and he can hit you from all the way across. You could be in the parking lot. The man's got to hit you. He's scary.
He got his family crying outside, please, Tucker, just leave the field. He's like, no.
We want to go. I was like, I refuse. Bah, bah, bah. Anyway,
That's how we pictured that went down.
of course, that's you know what? I'm sure that's how it went down.
That's what scared the Vikings.
Anyway, if I have to pick,
And then Justin Tucker won the game at the end.
you have to pick here. Colts, Jaguars. Is it my turn?
Yeah, you picked the...
Yeah, I believe in the Colts. I think they started to get something going. It's looking good. They've turned around. The Jaguars have also kind of looked like they might be turning it around, but it might have been just a fluke for last week. Also, they couldn't score a fucking touchdown, so until you can score a touchdown, I don't believe in you.
Not bad though.
Yeah, but still.
I'm also gonna go for the Colts.
Colts?
Because that loss against the Titans last week may have ended their season if things keep going the way they're going. Because the AFC is very competitive
It's very competitive.
right now, and like the top of the divisions are not even clear, and there's a lot of teams with very similar records, so it can go either way at any point. And the Colts are a little behind now.
So they're hungry. They're a little bit more desperate.
Yeah, but they're a great team.
Yeah, the Jaguars are a bit less desperate, so we'll see how it goes. I think right now the playoff picture, the Colts are in it, right? No? Oh, they're out. So
Dude, I think the whole AFC West is in it.
well, they're all in the hunt. I think it's gonna be the Patriots at the end. Like for that division, for this division, it could be the Colts.
Well, there's 3 wild cards, isn't there?
I know, but we'll see. Division winners. Anyway, moving on. The Buccaneers against the Washington football team.
Good old Tampa Brady against...
Tampa Brady coming off a bye week against a team who I don't even know who the starting quarterback is. This is easy
Heineke?
money. Is it still Heineke?
I think so.
Anyway, who do you pick?
I mean, yeah, I'm going with Brady.
Yeah, Tampa Brady.
Like, I don't even have an argument for Washington. They had a good defense at one point, and then they didn't.
Yeah, so
They're both coming off a bye week, which is interesting.
And Washington's at home, maybe, but still, I think the Bucks are just too good.
Bucks are too strong.
Yeah,
AB's not playing, but they got weapons.
Gronk should be coming back too,
He'll be coming back for a play and getting injured again.
maybe. But I mean, he's coming back, and I think the bye week that defense really needed that bye week, so we'll see. Next, we have the Browns versus the Patriots. Now, this should be an interesting game.
That's an interesting one.
Because again, I'm telling you, the Patriots, they've been playing ball. They've been playing really good football, and the Browns are the Browns.
The Browns is the Browns.
The Browns is the Browns. So,
But the Browns is good this season.
yeah, are they though?
Well,
They beat the
won-
Bengals, and we don't know if the Bengals are good anymore. Again, we don't know shit about fuck.
they've won football games.
Yeah, the Patriots are at home. I'm giving it to the Patriots because what Bill Belichick, what he does, everybody knows that he takes away what you do best. So they're going to take away the running game. If they take away the running game, it's all going to be Mayfield having to throw the ball to two people. So because he's not using Hooper at all. He's not using that stupid tight end. He's only using Peoples-Jones, and he only has Landry because Odell Beckham's not there anymore. I give it to the Patriots. What do you think?
I'll make this my fun pick. Let's go with the Browns.
Browns. You're going with the Browns. All
Browns,
right.
Browns are a good team. I'm pretty sure the Patriots are going to beat them, but what the hell? You got the Lions. I got to give you something.
Next, maybe one of the most difficult games to pick of the week. We got the Falcons.
I don't want either team to win.
Falcons taking on the. I don't know if either team could win.
I don't know if it's legal.
Listen, the Falcons know how to play ball for 3 quarters. That's established. They're really good for 3 quarters.
And they collapse.
Their plan is always, we're going to score the fuck out of you for 3 quarters, and then maybe we'll be able to hold on, in the last quarter. And last week, the Cowboys showed they are not playing. They I don't know if it was just
Could have been a
goose egg.
fluke. It could have been the fluke.
They had the case of the dropsies. I don't know. On
Could have been
paper,
the fluke game.
On paper, the Cowboys have a better team, and they're at home. But again, the exact same argument could have been made last week, and they just dropped the goose egg. So, are the Falcons turning it around? They just beat the Saints. The Saints have a good defense.
Divisional rivals.
Divisional rivals. Who do you have here? It's your turn.
Look, never in my life am I gonna put the Falcons on my side, so I'm gonna go with the Cowboys just out of principle.
Cowboys. Yeah, I think they have to turn it around. And if they don't win this one, they're officially in trouble. They're officially in trouble.
Yeah.
So they have a nice, comfortable lead in their division, but still, this is a must-win game for them.
They have to prove this.
At least morale-wise, because they just dropped a stinker against the Broncos. Next, we have the Cardinals versus the Panthers. Now, is Murray playing?
Kyler's back.
Kyler's back. Is Hopkins back?
I think yeah. I don't think it's a serious injury.
Is Darnold playing? Like, I feel so bad for Darnold, because he started doing good, and then he didn't.
Good, and then they sucked.
Well, I think it's it's the system, but we'll see. Who do you got here?
I think you go first.
Oh, I go first. This is an easy one for me.
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Yeah.
They're playing too good, and the Panthers aren't terrible. They're just
Dude, even if it was Colt McCoy still playing without D-Hops, I would pick the Cardinals.
yeah. The team is all around. It's too good. Yeah, I'm going with him. Next, we have
The freaking heart attack of the week.
Chargers versus the Vikings. The Vikings play you close, but they lose. The Chargers find ways to lose, just like the Vikings. I don't know.
It's exciting.
Listen, it's fun to watch.
Gets the people going.
It's fun to watch. They make the dumbest mistakes ever. They just move when they're not supposed to move. They keep, I don't know how my dad looks so young being a Chargers fan, a Padres fan. Like he should look way older than he does.
He's blind.
maybe he doesn't really understand the game. Maybe he secretly
He
hates
thinks
them.
the people who plays against the Chargers
are the real
are the
team.
Chargers.
Maybe he thinks losing is winning. Is that what he's saying? Yeah. I don't know what to go with. The Chargers on paper are a good team. On the field, not so much. So they have a case of the dropsy sometimes. They had a stinker against the Ravens. Maybe
They had a stinker against a good team, at least.
Yeah,
Like, it wasn't like losing against the Jets
true. And then the Patriots
or the Jaguars.
the Patriots just dominated them in I mean, it wasn't an embarrassing thing, but it was clearly a dominant win for the Patriots. Did they turn around? I mean, sometimes all you need is one win to turn things around, to turn to a winning culture, to shake off the loss. The Vikings, however, are not a terrible team. They play you close. They just don't know how to close games, and it's usually because of the kicker. And the Chargers don't have a kicker either. So this could be like a kicker off or just no field goals at all. Who knows? But
And knowing the Chargers, they're just going to go for it on fourth.
honestly, in this case, they probably should. So who
I
are you
pick
going
first. I'm going with the home team.
for? The Chargers.
Going with the
That's
Chargers.
they'd never have home field advantage, and you know it.
The homeless team. Hey, it's appropriate. They're in Los Angeles.
Hey! Yeah, I'll agree with the Chargers. I know this.
Look, the Vikings can win. And it honestly wouldn't even be a shocker. But
this is a game that they should win.
the Chargers, I think, are overall a better team. And Minnesota doesn't have that much of a running game, which is the biggest weakness against the Chargers.
They have Cook.
Yeah, and he hasn't been doing much.
He did like over 100 yards last week. What you talking about?
Yeah, but the Ravens barely have that. Like, they barely got their shit together, okay? The Ravens are a little bit weird.
The Ravens whooped the Chargers. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, and then they lost against the Bengals.
Listen, the one good thing about, playing against the Chargers and the Chargers not being able to stop the run is that head coaches try to get a little bit too cute with it, and they're like, man, we're going to throw the ball because they don't expect it. Who knows why the fuck they do that? They should just run it every single time, like the Patriots did. They're like, well, just run the fucking football.
Or like, that you have a star wide receiver.
Yeah.
So, he's going to get like double blocked. So they just throw it to other guys. And, the Rams, they decided, so we have Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
He's the best. So let's just throw him the ball always.
Yeah. Honestly, that's...
Or look at every third down and long, like 90% of them for the Chiefs. It's going to be
Kelce.
Travis Kelce in the middle, and he's going to be open.
every single time.
Being Patrick Mahomes must be the easiest thing in the world.
Not this season.
He must always be like, man, why do they always say this football thing so hard? Just throw it to your wide open receivers.
Who's also like one of the best in the league.
Yeah, he never drops it. Like, he's always open. Like,
It's right
just throw
there.
it there. Why don't they do that more?
They should. It's one of
And
those
if not,
things.
you just like literally chuck it down the field, and there will be a bolt of lightning called Tyreek Hill.
First off,
who's gonna make it there?
First off, why are you talking like a cowboy? Like Kermit, he's supposed to be talking like this.
Well, actually, he has more of a.
I'm Patrick Mahomes. Listen,
he has a really gravelly voice.
okay, listen. All you have to do is just throw the ball in the middle of the field. Kelsey will be there, or you just throw it all the way to the end, and Hill will be there. And there you go.
He has a really
Football's-
raspy voice during
football's super easy.
football season.
Who's that?
He has a really raspy voice.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess I don't hear enough interviews. I only hear him in the commercials. anyway,
Patrick Price.
anyway, yeah, the Chargers should win this.
Chargers
but
should win. Chargers should be a good team, and Chargers I think are gonna light it up.
Listen-
and the Vikings are gonna find a way to lose.
Yes. Moving on to an interesting game of the week. We got the Packers taking on the Seahawks. Russell Wilson coming back. Aaron Rodgers maybe coming back. Now, Eric and me are in agreement that we think that maybe this is the Packers being like, we don't know if Aaron is coming back.
But they
could
know.
be, could be not. It's
So
a
that-
possibility.
yeah, they don't have a- they
Anything
don't have a
could
plan.
happen. We don't know what we're going to do. You should prepare for love.
Nobody's preparing for love.
Nobody's preparing for love. Nobody. The Seahawks have not been the dominant team that they were before. They've lost some pretty stupid games this season, and that was before Geno Smith. They weren't doing good before Geno Smith. Now Russell coming back from an injury. It was an injury to his throwing hand, so that's always a big risk because he's gonna be using it. There's gonna be contact to it. Aaron Rodgers is pissed the fuck off. So
I'm wondering if this is a Brady coming back from Deflategate and winning the Super Bowl.
yeah, it could be. This could have been like the biggest motivation ever. Because right now he's like, I'm gonna shut everybody the fuck up with my fucking throwing arm. That's what I'm gonna do. Everybody's like, oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers sucks, or he's a liar, or yeah, you know what? I'm gonna fucking win the fucking Super Bowl to show you a fucking point.
Yeah, because what he said in in his interview was literally like, look, the reason I didn't want to get involved in like part of the conversation and all this because I'm not a medical professional. I listened to my medical advisors, and
Nah.
that's why I did what I did. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a political pundit. I'm an athlete. I throw a football, and I do it well.
Yeah,
And
I think he's gonna be pissed. They've also gotten his wife involved, so I think he's kind of pissed. And by kind of pissed, I mean he's super pissed because he did not want to be a part of this, and now he is. And Aaron Rodgers seems like the kind of guy who, if you insult him in elementary school, he will shank you 30 years later because he won't forget it.
yeah, like it would be one thing if they had, because it's weird. There are other unvaccinated quarterbacks in the league. Like, I think Kirk Cousins and
Wentz.
Wentz.
Yeah,
And they both, they gave him a little shit, and then they should, like, whatever.
yeah.
Like, no one keeps talking about it. But with Rodgers, they made it like a whole big situation.
Because they have nothing they can use against Rodgers. And the funniest thing, Rodgers is talking about it not on their shows. He's not talking to the big names of the media. He talks to his fucking buddy on a podcast. They hate
On a
it.
podcast where he can literally say
whatever.
his entire piece.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how long. It's not going to be edited. and it's just gonna be,
They hate it.
His position
They hate
entirely.
it. They hate it. They hate that they're not the gatekeepers of the Aaron Rodgers story. They hate it. And so I find it hysterical.
I love that I get the scoops.
Yeah,
from
you get
cool
the scoops.
shows.
Yeah, they hate that they have to watch somebody else's show in order to get the access. They hate that he thinks that he's better than them and he doesn't want to be on their shows. And the reason is pretty clear. He doesn't fucking trust them. And he doesn't want to do the whole bit thing, and he wants to stay out of it. Then they violated his privacy. They leaked the information. They made it this whole big deal. I think Aaron Rodgers is pissed. And so if he's back, I think he's going to come back, with a little thunder and lightning, because boy ain't gonna be too happy here. The only thing in Rodgers' way right now is probably Tampa Bay.
That's a little scary, yeah. And
Yeah.
also, I mean, he didn't get any practice reps. That's a thing.
I can see that man just throwing the ball the entire fucking time for the whole week. Like, just being like, motherfuckers. So he might come back better than before. Or you know what? But it would be hysterical if they just run the whole fucking game. Because Seattle defense is not that great either.
Listen, regardless of politics or whatever, I want him to win the Super Bowl
Because it's funny.
because it'll be hilarious watching Roger Goodell having to hand him a
Dude,
Lombardi.
I would love to see all the coverage of that.
I would love to see all, because I don't know if he had can you imagine his speech? He'd be, hey, this one goes to you, Teddy.
This is what happens when you don't get vaccinated. You win. That was the key. Everybody else who got vaccinated, you're weaker than I am. And that's why I won.
What can I say? It wasn't fair.
Dude, could you? I would love it if he has his Marshawn Lynch moment. Because there's media week and you have to be a part of it. It's like, I'm just here so I don't get fined. I'm just here so I don't get fined. I'm not. I can't.
It'd be funny if he was
no.
I'm just here to spread COVID.
Dude, it'd be funny if Aaron Rodgers is like, I can't be in the press rooms. I could spread COVID. Whoopsie. I wish I could, but I can't. Your rules. There's a lot of comedy that could be used there, and I wish he'll use it. And it looks like this is Aaron Rodgers unleashed. He's dropping F-bombs against little old ladies in Chicago. This man has gone over the edge, and I want to see what he can do. So, I'm going. Oh, by the way, I'm going Green Bay.
I'm going the Bay as well.
Yeah. But I think I was supposed to go first. Yeah, so I did good. All right, next game of the week, we have the Eagles taking on the Broncos at home.
Oh, this could be. I think we're gonna
interesting game.
I don't think we're gonna agree on this one. We
You
might
don't-
have different picks.
Okay, so there you go. You go first, or you want to break it down a little bit first. The Eagles have not been good, have not been terrible. They're right smack in the middle of mediocre. The Broncos, who the fuck knows? I don't know shit about fuck. They just let go of their star player, probably their biggest name, and they just won decisively against a big name at home. So
What's the Eagles' record?
Eagles, I can figure that out for you. Eagles record. It's a losing record.
I know.
I know that's for sure. They're 3-6. Cowboys 6-2, and the Broncos, they have 5 wins.
Listen, I don't think the Broncos are a good team, but they saw that they could play football. They just flat out home field advantage. I'm going with this one.
Okay, so you're going Broncos?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that it wasn't just a fluke, or that fluke at least motivated them.
Yeah, they got
Because they do have something to be motivated about. They could win the division.
they're close, yeah.
They're literally there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like the Eagles where it's like, oh god, we're not gonna make the
Yeah,
postseason at
it's
all.
really far.
With the Broncos, they could legitimately win the season.
The Broncos are hungry. Unfortunately, I think that they may have played too good against the Cowboys, and so there's a lot of tape for the Eagles to watch.
Also, the Eagles don't have Sanders.
They don't have Sanders? Then again, the Eagles have this thing where they don't use their running backs when they should against teams that don't know how to block the defense, how to block
Yeah,
run
they
defense
would have beat the Chargers.
very easily. But they just decided, you know what? How about if we play it smart? So they might try to outsmart themselves. Ah, man, this is tricky. I'm going Broncos too. Broncos. It's risky.
Yeah, I think the Broncos just have more to play for.
Yeah, they're still in it.
This
And
one's interesting too. The next
Teddy Bridgewater, he's been doing okay, better than the guy before. So we'll see. Man, Otto probably has a better take on this, but I don't think he's on.
he's gonna be
now.
happy with our pick.
Yeah, sure. Next, the last game. This is the Sunday night game. We have the Chiefs taking on the Raiders at home. I go first.
You do go first.
Listen, both of these teams, I don't think they are their record. They are neither of them are as good as they appear on paper.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs should be. I don't know what the fuck's happening. They've been imploding. I think it has to do with the fact that they changed their O-line, and everybody's like, this is gonna be a great O-line, but no, they got rid of the good players, which is always fucks you up. They got
Not to mention, I mean, they still keep doing the same thing they've always done, and at one point, teams are gonna be able to adjust.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes has not been comfortable in the pocket. His star players have had cases of the dropsies. There's such a thing as the Super Bowl hangover when,
Talk to me about it.
Yeah. So, on the other hand, it's the Raiders. The Raiders don't even have a head coach. Ruggs just went to jail, and they have freaking Dak. What's his fucking name? I forget.
Their players went to fucking jail. That's the most Raiders thing possible.
One of their star players went to jail. Their field is always 150 yards because they can't get out of their own fucking way. And I forget the quarterback's name. I don't know why. I want to say Dak, but it's not Dak. What's his Carr? Thank you, Derek Carr. Derek Carr is the exact same. He's the exact same thing as freaking Baker Mayfield. Not great, not terrible, mediocre at best, and he doesn't know how to close. Last week they should have won. The Raiders should have won last week, but they didn't. So, oh man, I think
Where are they playing?
They're playing in Las Vegas.
Okay, that's a.
Oh God, this is disgusting. It's like picking, like what piece of shit do you want to eat? I'll go with the solid one. I'll go with the Chiefs.
Do I go contrarian on this one? What picks do I have? I got the Browns instead of the Patriots.
I also have the Lions. You have the Steelers.
It's a divisional rival. I think the Raiders already beat the Chiefs, right?
I think so.
Ruggs went to jail.
The head coach got fired. Well, he quit. Idiot.
You know what's funny? People like John Gruden and Aaron Rodgers will now be like, persona non grata for life, but the NFL will happily bring back Ray Lewis for like a show, and it's like that he killed a gay man.
Yeah, murder. Kind of not a good
Murder's
thing.
fine.
Yeah.
The NFL has shown.
And it's not like Michael Vick. Like Michael Vick.
But if you send emails with naughty words, too far.
And it's not like Michael Vick. Michael Vick actually did his time. He's shown that he's he learned from torturing dogs and shit. But yeah, Ray Lewis.
Still not happy with him.
No, he's not cool. But at least he learned.
He did the time.
He made amends.
All right, he did the time. That's the point of doing the time.
He made amends. Anyway, you got to pick one. Stop trying to deflect.
I was trying to not have to pick. Can I pick?
You can pick a tie.
I don't want to pick a tie. That implies both teams win.
All right.
Yeah. Give me the Chiefs. Yeah.
Chiefs. Yeah.
Simply because even though they've been ugly games and whatever, they've been getting ugly wins.
They still have the talent. They still have the talent.
No, wins are wins. That gives you that winning mentality. Raiders just lost. They had an off season where coach is getting fired, and
that was mid-season. That was like I think week 4,
and there was manslaughter.
Yeah.
So it's an off season for them.
Yeah. Next, we have the last game of the week. This is the Monday night game. We have the Rams taking on the 49ers in San Francisco. You go first this time.
Rams.
Why?
Because the 49ers fucking suck.
All right. You're not worried of the Rams? They got shown up last week. They're embarrassed. Von Miller is even playing. Is Von Miller playing? Let's see. Oh, I went Millers. Von Miller. You got to be...
I'm pretty sure he's probably on there.
Damn it. Let's see. It doesn't say if he's going to play.
Well, I mean, the only news would be if he wasn't.
Yeah. So he should be playing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And even then, I mean, the 49ers got shown up last week by the freaking backup quarterback. and they got Kittle back.
I don't understand who the freaking who the 49ers are.
They're a bad team. They suck.
Listen,
Garoppolo sucks. They suck. San Francisco sucks. I hate San Francisco.
It's really funny.
Shit.
It's really funny because the system that San Francisco plays is that you're setting up plays for the so it's like a system. So you got to go through like a chain of things. So I think you should know this from one of your card games. You need to set up certain cards in order for them to appear for stuff to happen, right? Yeah. That's how you do it. I think that's the way that Shanahan plays. The problem is that they can't get the first fucking card on the board. They can't get the first card on the table. Who knows why? I think because they supposedly have a very decent defense. All their stars are back, but they've been sucking. And they have who was maybe the best tight end last season, Kittle. He's back, but he's really not been doing much.
Who was the best tight end?
I mean, it's between Kelsey and Kittle.
I think you make an argument for Gronk.
Gronk last season
made the Super Bowl.
They won the Super Bowl, but
scored 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Although I guess it depends on what do you consider valuable. I consider postseason players more valuable.
Listen, here's the thing about Gronk. Last season, he wasn't 100% Gronk, and he admits it. He even lied on the tapes before he got back on the team.
I know, that's hilarious.
It's honestly, it's hysterical. It's good for him because it ended up working out, right? He made it to the team and everything. He was not in football shape, and you could see it. This season, he started off football shape. He was fantastic. He started out just kicking ass left and right. It looked like old school Gronk. The problem is that old school Gronk got injured a lot, and he's getting injured a lot. So I don't know what the hell. There's some value to actually being on the field. And Kelsey, for better or worse, he's always been on the field.
But we agree that he's an asshole.
Eric has this thing that the person that he hates the most in the Chiefs is Travis Kelsey. He looks like a total piece of shit.
Just look at him.
He has no evidence.
I bet he's a pedophile.
There's nothing anywhere that proves that Travis Kelsey is anything but a really nice guy. Eric hates him.
I think I've seen him in like charity shit.
Yeah.
Like, look at that piece of shit.
He thinks he's a bigger piece of shit than Tyreek Hill. So
it's like Tyreek's kids probably deserved it.
So yeah, I agree with you.
It's just his face. Every time they get a first down, it's like, you're not even good. You're open.
It's cheating.
It's cheating.
Not
you're
even
open.
Fair. Yeah.
You're too big.
Yeah.
Like, you're open and you're too big. How is he gonna miss you?
No, it's not fair. It's not fair. So yeah, I think I agree with the Rams. Who knows what's gonna happen after tonight? We might be like, we don't know shit about fuck.
I think with the Rams, it was more that the Titans just took them by surprise.
Yeah,
they were expecting a totally different game, and they didn't expect the defense to be that just dominating.
And the thing against the Rams is like they refused to let go of their game plan, which is I'm sorry, against the Titans they refused because you could tell that Stafford moved the ball way more when he was out of the pocket, but in the first part of the game they refused to get him out of the pocket. I don't know why. So it's one of those things that's like, hey, maybe adapt a little because you're getting blown out here. So. There you go. Those are our picks for this week. Who knows what the hell?
What did we disagree on? Let's see.
We disagreed on the Lions and the Steelers. We disagreed on the Browns, Patriots, and I think that might be it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those would be like the 2 big games to watch.
Listen, we'll see how I kind of hope you win because that means the Lions win against the Steelers, and that'll be funny.
That would be hysterical. But we'll see. As always, any comments, questions, or suggestions, you can find me live on YouTube and on Twitch at Super Dario World Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today was a special thing. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to send me something privately and make fun of my picks because we probably got it wrong because we don't know shit about fuck, we can do that on Instagram.
On paper, we made the right choices, right?
Yeah, we sounded smart.
Well, I mean, you did pick the Lions.
You know what? Let's see. Let's next week we might be like, we're the dumbest motherfuckers in the world that we don't know shit about.
You technically picked a team who hasn't won a game against the team with a winning record.
It's risky. Anyway, at Dario SDW on Instagram. As always, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again next time.